Welcome, good morning.
Ahoy, ahoy.
We're here at Church at Home.
We're back.
So glad you tuned in.
We are back. And we're back to 2 services.
Yeah.
In person. So you can go to church twice in one morning again.
So you could actually go 3 times if you wanted. You could go church in person at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Right? And then you could go tune into Church at Home straight after at 10.
And then go to
And then
church in person
get back
again.
to church at 10:45.
Yeah, wow.
That's 3 services in one day.
That's a
You'd be
lot.
extra holy.
You
I'm
would know
sure.
the message for sure.
You could probably get up there and do the message.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to do 3 activities, maybe instead of doing the same thing 3 times, you could do one of the many other things that there are around the place.
Yeah.
Why don't you mix it up? We've got life groups who will just meet in each other's homes.
Yeah, they're all kicking
We
off.
do hot chocolates and just chat about Jesus.
Even in the summer, hot chocolates.
Yeah.
Wow.
Always hot
Wild.
chocolates.
Always hot chocolates.
Maybe we should do a cold chocolate. It's a good idea.
Iced chocolate with ice cream on top. Yeah, big brains.
Good one.
We've also got our active ministry, which
Yeah.
is off and running
Yep.
physically.
Literally running. Danny runs the
physically
running
running. I don't run it, but I run in it.
Yeah.
And basketball's back.
Yep.
So fun.
Basketball's good. We've got netball coming back as
Oh,
well.
jeez.
So all sorts of things.
Ride.
Yeah. Just check it out through the app.
Yeah.
There's an active website through the app that you can see all the different things we're doing.
Yep, and if you're not really an active person, that's totally fine. But we have Broadway in a Week Kids,
Yep.
which is totally opposite, I feel like, to active. You know, there's
I don't know, they're
theatre,
pretty active.
Entourage.
We're running around.
theatre, but it's theatre, right? So
Yeah,
we've got our
it's
kids.
great.
Broadway in a Week Kids we're doing it for the first time this year. It's our younger theatre peoples, and I think it's like 8 years old to 12 years old or something like that.
Yep.
Very young. Anyways, they love theatre, and their auditions are starting this week.
Should give it a go.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really cool.
If you're a kid.
They're doing Suzuku Junior this year. Oh no,
Huge.
sorry, my mistake. Suzuku Kids.
Suzuku Kids. of
Yeah,
course.
so it's going to be a short show, perfect, which is great for the audience too.
Yeah.
You get
I
all
love
the
it.
best bits really quick.
Great.
Yeah, and
Big fan.
yeah,
We've also got
huge.
youth. So they had their Camp Connections night this week.
Oh, that was, yeah.
I heard they had a wild time.
Yeah, always wild. Anything camp related, huge.
Mosh pits, loud music, just
Friends.
seeing everybody from camp again. It's
Yeah.
just like really kickstarting them into a great year.
Yeah, and if you are not sure what camp is, we just recently had our Camp No Fear.
Woo! Just check out that I had a massive
was
time.
insane.
I'm still recovering. But have a look at this video and focus on there's a discount code for next year. You should check this out, see how amazing it is, and then consider coming in 2026.
Baby, on your way down, way down. Come on and feel love. Clap your hands a little while, pull your guard down. Either way, yeah, baby, on your way down, way down. Come on and feel love. Clap your hands a little while, pull your guard down. Either way.
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah,
take me
so
back.
good. I feel like I'm right back there. And if you missed it, the discount code to get $60 off is, oh my gosh,
Early 2026.
You know what? It'll be in the...
All lowercase, early
Yeah,
2026.
$60 off, huge. This is the best time to sign up for camp because
Yep.
it is the cheapest it will ever be.
Yeah.
So get there, sign up any young people that you know who are going to be in high
Payment
school.
plans available as well.
Easy as.
Yeah.
I always do a payment plan because I just like the
Easy
little
as.
small increments. So fun. I'll be signed up. You'll be signed up. We're
I'll
all
be
going to be there.
I'm in. It's the
Yeah.
first person to sign up. Yeah.
First person.
I was.
How do you know?
Because
Insider knowledge.
I asked Crystal to give me to tell me exactly when the tickets were coming out so I could be
Gotcha.
number one.
Yeah.
So I was the first person to sign up. Join me next year at camp
It's gonna be
2026.
sick.
It's going to be unreal.
And if you want to find out more about that, just head to the link. But yeah, we love being on camp, and we also just love that all of our church gets involved with camp. It's not just a youth ministry. It's not just a young people thing, but it's about it happens from the generosity of the entire church.
Yeah.
Like, we are able to, through sponsorships, get a bunch of kids along who maybe wouldn't have been able to go otherwise. So that heart of generosity is where, it's from all of us, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So if you want to get involved with a bit of the giving around this church, or maybe start your giving journey, tap into that generosity yourself. We'd love you to join us this year with your giving. So
Great.
you can get involved super easy through the app. Just hit the little heart icon. Every little bit goes a long way, and
Absolutely.
it goes into life-changing things like camp and other community
sorts of
areas.
stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, we'd love you to join us on that.
Absolutely. And today we've got Rick. He's starting our new series, Arise. He's sharing his heart and God's heart for our church this year. So I'm really excited for this sort of vision
Yeah.
series. Let's get stuck into it.
Awesome.
In 1999, I was standing on the summit of Mount Satani in Goroka. It's a town in the highlands of Papua New Guinea, with my old friend Pastor Kiat and a few people from a local village. The mountain is about 5,000 feet above sea level, and it's part of the Bismarck Ranges, and they soar about 15,000 feet above sea level. Now, all the levels confuse you. For context, Australia's highest peak is only 7,000 feet. So we were pretty high up and had a commanding view of the surrounding land. We travelled about 90 minutes by air from the capital Port Moresby, which is where the main base of our ministry is in Papua New Guinea, to think and pray about expanding our ministry into this remote place. We stood quietly for a long, long time, for we were both deeply concerned with what we saw. Now, there is much to love about Papua New Guinea and its people, but its economy is dysfunctional and its people are oppressed by poverty, and many in the church have lost hope. Kiep and I considered the challenge before us. The people were poor, largely uneducated, and living in a remote place. The children, though cared for and fed, lacked opportunity and the skills to engage in work and take part in the developing nation in which they lived. There was no road connecting Goroka to the capital, so contact would be difficult and expensive. And PNG had received the gospel over 100 years before, but churches remained weakened and divided by tribal loyalties. Now add to this, Kiep and I faced resentment from some PNG Christian leaders who were critical of our church planting and missional efforts in Port Moresby. And even some good folks at Gateway at the time in Melbourne questioned me about the time and financial commitment needed to help Pastor Kiep. This task, in short, seemed impossible. Well, fast forward to 2025, and here we are. No one fully imagined the global upheaval of the last 5 years. Beginning with a once-in-a-100-year pandemic, it was the catalyst for worldwide political changes, rampant inflation, political polarisation, breakdown of social cohesion, war, increasing unemployment, rising costs of living, soaring energy bills, and housing unaffordability. In that same period, the church worldwide experienced instability, with senior leaders falling from grace. Others were crushed by the weight of the responsibility. Attendances dropping significantly. Offerings falling to levels make many congregations unsustainable. Serving the poor and gospel evangelism forgotten. And people, losing hope and trust in the goodness of God. Our walls were beginning to crumble, and it seemed our gates were burning. Our Gateway has not been immune from this trend. I wish it were not so, but here we are. Yet our journey of faith continues. Last week, Pastor Kiap and I were again in Goroka to assess the work began so long ago in that town. As we did so, we watched a massive tropical storm move across that same mountain, and my memory went back to that first day in 1999. I recall what both Kiap and I heard the Holy Spirit say to us on that mountain. He said, "You commit to the work, and I will help the people rise up to the challenge." It resonates with another time of desperation for God's people that we know about. Deep in the Old Testament, the Hebrew Bible, is the story of a man who faced great challenges, opposition and criticisms as he led the people of God to complete the task God had given him. He is Nehemiah, a Jewish man living in exile in Persia, which is modern-day Iran, around 450 BC, where the nation of Israel had been captive for over 150 years. He'd just received a report from some Jews who'd been sent back to the Holy City of how Jerusalem was in great peril, for its walls and gates had been destroyed. Now, for an ancient city, this was a disaster-inviting disaster, exposing the people to attack and death and destruction. But Nehemiah, a spiritual man, also knew that more than just the physical situation of the city, that the people had lost hope and lost faith in God's goodness. They were not flourishing as God intended and just relying on their own resources, if you like, circling the wagons and just looking after themselves. The broken wall and burned gates were also a spiritual disaster. In deep, deep sadness about his people, he asked the king of Persia to let him return to Jerusalem just for a short time to rebuild the walls and to help restore his people. With the king's permission, he went back to Jerusalem to survey the situation, after which he reported to the Jewish leadership there. In Nehemiah chapter 2 we read, "You know full well the tragedy of our city. It lies in ruins and its gates are burned. Let us rebuild the wall of Jerusalem and rid ourselves of this disgrace." And they said, "Let us rise up and build." So they strengthened their hands for this good work. In another translation it says, "Let us arise and build." So what would this mean? Well, when they say "let us," they're stating, let us rise up and build as leaders. They were declaring to Nehemiah that they knew only a united people could rebuild the wall of Jerusalem. Let us. Nehemiah could not rebuild the wall on his own. It needed the combined efforts of everyone, every family, on the wall, doing the work necessary. The word rise is a verb, a call for action and deep commitment of the people. Rise up says they knew they must be fully committed and ready to take action in order to restore Jerusalem's fortunes, or it wouldn't happen. But they were committed. Their commitment is evidenced by the extraordinary hard work of the people, finishing the wall in a record of 52 days. It's seen in their ability to overcome foreign enemies. In Nehemiah 4, we read, "But when Sanballat the Samaritan and Tobiah the Ammonite and Geshem the Arab heard that the repairs to Jerusalem's walls had gone ahead and that the gaps were being closed, they were very angry. They all plotted together to come and fight against Jerusalem and stir up trouble against it. Some things never change. And their commitment is evidenced by their ability to overcome internal fighting. So hard work, external opposition, but also internal fighting. In Nehemiah 5 we read, about this time there was a great outcry of protests from Jewish parents against some of the rich Jewish officials, and they were profiteering on them. Families had run out of money for food and had to sell their children or mortgage their fields and vineyards and homes to these rich men. Nehemiah says, when I heard the complaints, I was very angry, and I told the officials, you're hurting your own relatives. And then there's build. Just as let us is about unity and rise up requires action, build says they had a mission. The Jews were not rising up against random enemies or to tear down and get even with someone else. They pledged, let us arise so they could build and restore the people of God. It takes unselfish commitment to be able to build in God's house. It takes time and finances and hard work. It took a special group of people under the leadership of Nehemiah to rebuild the wall, the gates of the city, and to restore the faith and hope of the people of God. Well, why am I telling you this? Because I believe we face comparable times, and our challenge is also to arise. It's a prophetic call to Gateway Church in 2025. I am in no way equal to Nehemiah, but like him, I have seen the walls of our city shake under threat of external circumstances and global uncertainties. For all it may be worth to say, I believe that our church has survived by God's grace. But there is work to do. We have not sought to follow the usual pathways of planting churches, but have intentionally built a relevant, incarnational, highly creative, inclusive, flexible, and effective Jesus community. And Gateway, you can be rightly proud of that. The pandemic and its aftermath damaged the fabric of our faith. But it's time to enter recovery mode. It's time for the people of God to arise and build. The lesson of Nehemiah is this, that when it comes to the mission of God, we too must strengthen our hands. We must be resolute. We must be unified and faithful to the work, words, and ways of Jesus. The scripture exhorts us, saying, therefore, my beloved brothers and sisters, be steadfast, immovable, always excelling in the work of the Lord, always doing your best and doing more than is needed, being continually aware that your labour for the Lord, even to the point of exhaustion, is not futile nor wasted. It is never without purpose. So wrote Paul to the church at Corinth. Only the people of God at Gateway can complete the work God has given Gateway to do in this city, in our nation, and in Papua New Guinea. You know, nothing worthwhile among God's people was ever achieved until God's people decided themselves to rise up and to take up the work God gave them to do. Now, in the next few weeks, we're going to look at what that means for our church. We're going to look at what we can do ourselves to strengthen our hands. we're going to look at what may be needed in order to help Gateway rebuild its walls and restore its gates so that we can get back to the mission that God gave us to do. Gateway, it's time to arise.
So good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. Oh, you have been so kind to me. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. And oh, it chases me down, finds till I found, leaves the 99. And I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. When I was your foe, still your love fought for me. Oh, you have been so good to me. When I felt no worth, you paid it all for me. You have been so kind to me. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. And oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. And I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Reckless love of God. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. good. You have plans and desires for us, and we just ask that you continue to mold us this week. You continue to love us, and we just want to live in the freedom that you offer, God. Come on, let's continue to praise. I close my eyes and colors fly. There's no hiding from your grace. I can't deny your heart for mine, and it's unrelenting chase. And I was on the edge of deception, caught up in my own hesitation, until your love took over me. Oh, so I let go and I let love show me life like it's supposed to be. An oasis here awaits us, all the freedom I'll ever need. Now I'm a, come on, ooh la la, that's it, ooh la la. When I let go, then I find life. Ooh la la, ooh la la. When I let go, then I find life. Ooh Lord, ooh la 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 la. When I let go, then I find life. The higher way is calling me to a life unlike before. The Father's heart is beckoning, and I can't resist no more. And living in the ways of devotion, I don't wanna get caught in the motions. My heart is only for you, Lord. So I let go and I let love show me life like it's supposed to be. An oasis here awaits us, all the freedom I'll ever need. Now I'm alive. Ooh la la, ooh la la. When I let go, then I'm alive. Ooh la la, ooh la la. When I go, then I found life. Come on. La 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 la. When I let go, then I found life. Oh, oh, oh. So I let go and I let love show me life like it's supposed to be. An oasis here awaits us, all the freedom I'll ever need. Now I'm alive. Ooh. When I let go, then I find life. Yeah. When I let go, then I find life. La 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 la. When I let go, then I find life. Ooh la la, ooh la la. When I let go, then I find life. Ooh la la, ooh la la. When I let go, then I find life.
When I look back, I can see your hand all over my past. Even in the times I'd rather forget, I just can't believe you'd love me like that, love me like that. You never let go. Thought I was alone, now I know you were close. I can see it now, you were bringing me home. I just can't believe you'd love me like that, love me like that. Oh, every day gets better when I'm walking with you. Oh, you're my hope forever, what a beautiful view. I will give rather forget. I just can't believe you'd love me like that, love me like that. You never let go. Thought I was alone, now I know you were close. I can see it now, you were bringing me home. I just can't believe you'd love me like that, love me like that. Oh, every day gets better when I'm walking with you. You're my hope forever, what a beautiful view. I will give you praise for the things you've done, and every single way that you've shown me love. God, you have only just begun. So come on, there's so much better to come. So much better to come. So much better to come. You never left me. You always helped me. Got through the fire. I find my strength when I'm walking beside you. You never left me. You always helped me. Got through the fire. I find my strength when I'm walking beside you. I will give you